Hey there, everybody. You're watching some footage that Ben has on his computer, some raw footage we're working on, a new fun intro screen. So you're watching us practice some slick brush tricks, trying my best. And there you go. Now you're looking at it, my bad. All right, here's some raw footage. Welcome live show today. I appreciate you tuning in and watching. And so I just thought it'd be fun for you to see some stuff we've been working on. Ben came to my hometown, Flagstaff, all the way from California, and we were trying to get a cool title screen going, so we're trying to be hot shots there, doing our best. And so, hey, it's good to see you all. Thanks a lot again for being here. We got Ben on the line. Ben, go ahead and give a hello, and let's make sure that we got you, because Ben is going to be monitoring all of the chat, so that I can focus on painting and do a good job. So if you've got things to say, questions to ask, or you just want to try to sabotage our show, you want to do that on the live chat, and we'll have a good time. So I'm going to paint today. I put out the word to the subscribers, and I got some good feedback, and some said clouds, some said water, and we had some other ideas out there. Since we're still kind of new at this, we are trying to get better and better at this live stream format and these live workshops. And so I was like, hey, we need to hit the ground running and do something that you can trust me to do a good job. Clouds and water is kind of what I'm known for, so we're going to do that today. But I want you to understand that I really do appreciate the other ideas, and we are going to get to those as we continue to do more of these. So, hey, enough jibber jabber. I would love to hear what y'all have to say. Ben's going to let me know what's going on.
That's right, everybody. I'm hiding out here in Mural Joe headquarters. Joe, you want to beam us over to camera 1 here?
Hey, you got it. We are on camera. Well, you are on camera 4, my friend. There you go.
I mean, what I meant was beam me over to camera 93, because we are blowing it up.
All right.
Today, we got camera coverage, man. So yeah, hit us up with your questions. He's gonna paint like a madman. I'm gonna watch for your questions. Anything you want to say, anything you want to talk about.
Hey, all right, cool.
I'm all ears.
This is entirely live, so if we blow it, you're gonna see it. And so I appreciate your patience and understanding for that matter as well. I'm just gonna go over to our overhead camera right here, and as we get started, I'm gonna paint a scene. I didn't get done with my practice run, but to give you a good visual of where we're headed. One of the subscribers, I appreciate this very much, said, how about underwater, overwater? Let's work on those things. I thought, hey, that's fantastic, because then we get both things. We can look at the difference between underwater, overwater. So I'm going to pull out a new canvas. Actually, Brian, we got Brian in the studio too. Just give a shout out, Brian, and say, hey, Brian. He doesn't love
Brian,
the camera.
Voice in the sky. The voice in the sky.
All right. And so he's going to help operate the camera for the tight shots. So you're going to get a good look at the technique that I'm using as I'm painting.
Yeah, if you want to see up more closely, just say, hey, Brian.
Come on, give us a close shot. Now, I was going to ask you, Brian, in a minute, I'm going to remember what I was going to ask you for, because I'm going to try to, a canvas. That's the one thing I'm missing is I've got my canvas half painted here, and we're not going to start a half painted picture. We're going to start with an unpainted picture. So leaning on the wall.
People don't like when they walk in the room and see that you've already been up to things and you didn't tell them how you got there. That's not cool, man.
Brian, could I bother you? Right behind you on that file cabinet, there's some canvases. Yeah, will you just grab me one of those? Sorry, I was Mr. Unprepared. I get made fun of this by my friends for this. Always being unprepared in every way in life. But you know what you get good at? When you live your life unprepared, you get good at showing off and improvising, because it's all you got. So we're going to pull out a new canvas and paint an underwater, overwater. We're going to be halfway in the water. We're going to be halfway out of the water. And I think that'll be fun to look at the difference. And some people said, how about clouds? And I really appreciate that too, because no matter how many clouds I paint, I mean, we look at the sky every day and see things we've never seen before. At least I do. So can't do it too many times, and I feel like that's valuable content as well. So I'll make sure that we put in a nice cloud scene in our picture.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, this is like the best unboxing. This is like a canvas
unboxing canvases.
You didn't know that that's what you were getting today.
Yeah.
So Joe, what are your thoughts on that canvas coming right out of that packaging?
Yeah. Oh, it has a smell to it. I just love the smell. You know, my initial thought is cheap. You know, let's do it. Let's do it. Cheapest option. This is practice. All I ever do is practice. Yeah. Okay. So what do you think? Sky or water first? I'm thinking about it. I did my practice with the water because that's where I'm more likely to do things that I'm not proud of, is doing the underwater. Sky is more my comfort zone. Let's just throw in a sky real quick. So this is what we're going to do. We'll paint this quick today. You know, we've got the next hour and a half to get this done. And so while we paint it quick today, I'm going to slow way down, and our paid subscribers are going to be invited. You know, I'm going to pull this backing off too. We don't actually need that big old thing right there. Let's just put that right there. Our paid subscribers are going to be invited. So I want you to consider looking into the paid subscriber option on my website, where you have full access to a lot of videos, full-length videos, slower paced lessons that are not on YouTube. I try to get to the point very quickly on YouTube. As you know, attention spans are not super long out there. And so, you know, I keep things short and to the point when we're on YouTube, and I just don't have time to go into depth about all the things it takes. And it's not that they're too hard to understand. It just, there are steps. You can understand it. You know, I like to use simple logic, and I'm confident that you can understand that, but it takes time to go through it. You know, it's a lot of steps that you want to get in order and understand the piece that you're creating. And so I'm going to get more into that this following Monday, Tuesday. So look at the calendar, see what you've got Monday, Tuesday. We'll slow down this exact lesson. And you know what I think I'm going to do to this guy?
Hey, Joe, Tuesday is out there and wants to know, do you use those little funky little wooden triangle canvas stretcher doodads?
Wow, man, good question. The answer's no.
to pop the canvas off the frame. Yeah, it took me a second too.
Yeah,
Let me read this. I'm gonna read this verbatim.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I gotta be honest. Yeah.
Do you use those funky little wooden triangle canvas stretcher doodads?
Yeah. I love the way you described that. I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, that's right on. What do you to pop the canvas off the frame?
Well, I don't know what pop the canvas off the frame means. So maybe you can elaborate on that. Or Ben, do you understand what pop the canvas off the frame means?
I mean, I'm in way over my head right about at doodads.
Yeah, I actually don't know. That shows my traditional expertise, if that is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, elaborate a little. I'd love to know what you're talking about, but I would say the answer is no. But I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you probably can't see the wrinkle in this canvas.
Yeah.
I'll show you something on this. You'll watch this in just minutes. You'll see that wrinkle disappear if I just paint the backside. Watch this. Let's go up there, tighten that up. Let's go here. I can even add a bit of water in here. This is just a little trick. If you're having trouble with a loose canvas, it's cheap. You got it from a department store. You know, you got a box of 20 of them. You sold your soul to the devil and you ordered them on Amazon and destroyed small local businesses. Now you've got cheap canvases that you need to make look better. This is what you do. You just paint these corners, add some water. I'm gonna go like that. Let's put white in there. And you'll see after I do this, it takes like probably just seconds for this to really tighten up like a drum head.
So Elaine is saying you can also just spray it with water.
Oh, nice. You know, my fear of spraying it, maybe I'm completely wrong about this. After all, once your jeans shrink, they don't come back. So you're probably right. You probably can just spray it with water. I just felt like the paint dries and maintains that tightness. You know, it's never going to expand again once the paint is dry. But I imagine that Gene is right. That water will also just tighten it right up. So I'm just going to go around the edges to tighten it. In here, that's already getting pulled tight, so I don't care about it. So
yeah, Elaine, good call out there, Elaine. We got you. The water. Good call. That also works.
There we go. So see these wrinkles that are still here, that's where I just didn't quite get all the way up into that corner. You know, so here, let's just do what, oh wait, did I say the wrong name? I said Gene. This is Elaine.
Yeah, man. Elaine, nobody talking about Gene out here. This is Elaine.
Elaine, I'm sorry. I am notorious. You know, when I get names wrong, my wife, she gets a little bit embarrassed at me because I just guess names. I'll just try a name out. If I'm like, oh, I've seen that person before. I think I got it. I think I know the name. Hey, Fred, how's it going? And then they say, oh, no, this is Bob. Politely correct me. I said, oh, yeah, my bad. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I forgot your name. I'm that guy.
All right.
Okay. We tightened it up.
Good.
Listen, it's like you hear it? Like a drum head.
Dude, let's put some paint on that thing.
Yeah, so this is a little bit more pleasant for me to paint on now because it's not boom, 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 boom when I'm painting. Okay, gray sky, because blue sky with, I want kind of orangey colored evening light. I'm going to build the shape of my clouds first. Bright white on the edges. I don't want boring 2D sky. I want 3D sky. So I'm going to have clouds in front of clouds. But up here, you know, where it's up higher, my shapes are going to be stretched out this way a bit more because we're looking up at those shapes. And then when I get down in here, these shapes are going to flatten out because now we're turning our head down, looking out across the horizon. So we don't need to see the undersides of those clouds anymore. We're just looking at the side view of the clouds down here. You know, they're like flying saucers in the sky, whatever kind of clouds I want to put in there. I can just put wispies if I want. And as I go up in here, see these shapes, how I'm extending them upward. Maybe we're looking up at a split in the sky. I kind of like that. I like that vibe. That's a cool feel. I use these strokes, you know, kind of down strokes like this. I'll flip over to camera 3. We'll get a little bit tighter shot of the technique on here. You can see that I'm using my brush. I'm using the long end. You can see I've got the long end of the brush toward the canvas like this. And that's just a preference. You know, it's a technique that just fell into place as I did it 1,000 times. And I just continue to use it that way because I just like the feel of using my brush that way. Now I'm going to put some shadow on these clouds. As the color goes to the shadow, it needs to be, generally speaking, we want the shadow to be more purple than the sky. So look at this blue and red right here, blue and red. We're going to put a shadow right in here. I'm going to put a shadow right in here. Now we're looking up at these clouds. So I'm going to put the shadow covering a lot more of these clouds than I will of these clouds. These are just little strips like this. We're just doing little clouds back in here. And here, let's just put shadow all over that because here's what we can do. We can put white cloud just popping through. Watch this. Just pop it through. Just right there. Just comes through. Just whisk away the bottom of that white spot. Like that. And then we've got our 3-dimensional look of the shadow from the cloud in front, blocking the light from the shadow, the light from the cloud behind. So, you know, we've got this perspective, and that's going to make a lot more sense. You know, once we see it happening at different distances, it's like, oh, okay, I see what's happening here. Sometimes you just got to have enough things telling the same story. So generally, we want the shadow to be more purple than the sky. So whatever color I choose for the sky, you know, I'm going more purple than that when I do the shadow. And a lot of this, I think, is still real subject to trial and error. I've got formulas that I just know work because I've done them enough times. There's not a whole ton of science behind it, but I just come back to them because it's old faithful. You know, it's like, oh, I know that color combo works. colors. So I do that.
Hey, Joe, do you ever paint the edges of that canvas, or you just like to leave them white most of the time? Yeah,
Okay.
Tuesday is curious.
Oh, yeah, good, great comment. Yeah, I highly recommend painting the edges sooner than later if it's for somebody. I'm lazy. I'm lazy by nature. That's why I chose being an artist for a living, because I can just sit back on a canvas. I'm actually not that lazy. I'm just saying that to make you lazy people feel better. When it comes to painting the edge of the canvas, I am a little lazy. And it's bad because it can be a great painting, but that unfinished edge just really is, it just seems like it unnecessarily lowers the quality of an otherwise real slick decorative piece, But use your own judgment. I'm not the authority on these matters. Okay, so now I've got some clouds and shadows in place. And what I'll do next is put a little bit of a mid-tone, or what I like to call a transition color, in place, because this is how I convert paint into light. And so if you don't pay attention to anything else I ever talk about, I try to only talk about the things that really have helped me. I really want to do that. But if you don't listen to anything and you just say, oh man, he's just some youngster that's just trying to show off. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just enjoying the attention. He's showing off. But you can trust me on this, that the purpose of this transition color that I still have not put in because I got distracted by building this cloud over here. The purpose of it is to turn paint into light. And it was a work transforming discovery when I learned that red, green, and blue are the primary colors used in light emitting systems, for lack of a better description, like a computer screen, a TV, film projectors. It's things that combine red, green, and blue light. And
so I got a suggestion here for you from
tell me. I love suggestions.
One of your viewers.
Yeah. Okay, what is it?
How would you feel about maybe painting like a balloon, like a helium balloon?
Oh,
that's
that'd be cool. I like
transparent.
Yeah, a helium balloon. This kind of okay. Now, sometimes we listen to requests and we get it a little bit wrong. So we're not talking like Kevlar, right?
What we want to see is transparency in a balloon.
So that's a great. I love that idea.
Like a water balloon or a bottle or like a bubble that's colored.
Okay, thank you for.
If it was a balloon made out of glass, that would be cool.
Glass.
A glass balloon filled with helium. Yeah.
No problem. We can do
really
that.
no.
Okay. Well,
there'd be a lot of people excited to see something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe a red. I don't know.
All right. I love the idea. Balloons are happy. I actually submitted recently an idea for a mural, and it was some hot air balloons sailing over an ocean, not sailing, floating over an ocean, hot air balloons. And I just thought it was the best idea ever. I loved it. But in fairness, I just saw the concept in photos. I didn't make it up. I just thought it looked magical. I didn't get the job. But it was for good reason. Somebody I really, but hey, here I am on YouTube and somebody wants to see a balloon. So I'm like, hey, that's even better. That's even better than that dumb old mural job. Okay, so what I'm doing here is just gradually messing with my sky, because I think the composition of clouds is important. It makes a difference. So I'm bringing this shadow down in front of this. I wanted a little bit of mystery and depth, because when I look at clouds, I like to imagine what it's like to go up in there. I like to imagine what is it like to go up in those clouds. Now, I know these colors are all just real light, but I'm keeping it light so I can get dynamic contrast between my other colors I'm putting in here. But just a quick comment on composition. I put this big cloud because it cuts through all these and makes me wonder even though I painted it, it still sends my imagination wandering. Hey, what's around that corner if I sailed in there? To me, that just makes a picture more fun and interesting. Okay, I talked about it enough. It's transition color time. So we want to get a little bit of red. We want to get a little bit of yellow and maybe like a red orange. We just want to mix this color into the area where the shadow mixed with the white. The reason we want that is because this is where paint shows its nature. You know, it's like, okay, it doesn't mix like light. It doesn't do what light does. And when it mixes, it has a tendency to eliminate this very color, especially when we have like these bluish shadows, purple, blue shadows, and then a really light color. They seem to, as they lighten, bend toward grayish, greenish, turquoise, anything but these nice red violet tones. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull these colors right into that shadow so that in between, I want to add just enough yellow that it's not red, because I'm not trying to have a real red sky. So there's a balance here, and I will admit that this is easier if you choose pre-mixed colors. I'm mixing right from primaries, which makes this process harder, but I feel more happy when I'm doing it, because it's like, oh yeah, I'm just building this. It's like building from scratch with Legos. I'm just building this picture from the primary colors. My creativity feels lit up a little bit more when I do that. So look at how nice that looks when that orange goes into that violet color. And I'm losing a little bit of intensity, and the paint's drying a little bit, so we'll get it. We'll get it to all come together here as I just keep piling the paint on here. Just a little goes a long way. I put way more than what's actually needed there. Just that little bit, and I'm going to keep piling white onto it. I want just enough color to replace what is lost when paint mixes, because we're trying to simulate light. So look how I'm just smacking that canvas with just a little tap just to get a shape, because it's not the teeny tiny shapes that really make the clouds look great. I mean, details have their own value. They're cool. Details are really cool when you see something that's sharp, and when you get up close to it, it's even more amazing because you see all the little details. But dialing in the color, I feel is the higher priority. So I just focus on the color when I'm just trying to create my little world here. I just want to get those colors to tell the right story, because I've had blurry vision all my life, and it's not so bad. I got to tell you, in a world of beautiful colors, it's not so bad when you change the focus a little bit and you don't see all the sharp details, but you just kind of see the broader color. So my purple color shadow dried, and I'm adding a little more in here. That's my purple right there. And look at that color. Oh, I love that color. I like that one. But let's go a little more blue. How about a bit more blue? Right there. A little blue there. Then we'll go over here, add some of that. We're about done with these clouds now. I'm going to take some water and gradually darkening the shadows to what I think is the right balance, because I want that color to get darker as it gets bluer. So think of a rainbow. We're moving toward the purple end of we're toward the blue. Let's say we're moving toward the blue end of the spectrum. We go orange, we go the yellow to the orange to the red to the purple to the blue, like that. We're going in the order of a spectrum, kind of. I'll just fade these in, grab a little bit of white, try to blend it all together, and we'll be ready to start in on water. That balloon's a great idea. I'm going to wait till the end. That'll be our fun little accent at the end. We'll do that. We'll do that balloon. Let's put a little bit of bright color here. A little bit in here, just little dots of light showing through, maybe. Look, I kind of lost color in here too. Here, let's make that soft. I don't want to see a whole bunch of real sharp edges in here. Just make it soft. All right, then we'll take more of that. Here, let's grab some. I'm going to give my brush a quick rinse. That purple makes it hard to get my brighter orange color. So I just switched it in my water. Now I'm just squeezing it with the towel right here. Now, the last thing I'm going to do to these clouds is I'm just going to mix my bright white with a bit of orange. So red and yellow. We got a slight orange color here, but I need it to be 90% white. 90%. Excuse me.
Joe, Mary Mary C out there says that your clouds look good enough to eat.
Oh, thank you for saying that, because sometimes I feel a little bit weird when I feel that exact same thing.
You know, like that's a lot. I mean,
Thank you.
a lot of people have said a lot of nice things about your clouds, but good
Yeah.
enough to eat? That's a good looking cloud.
All right. Thank you very much, Mary C. Thank you. I always
Also want to
appreciate
welcome you guys from all over the world. It looks like Brazil I saw out there, India
all
I
right.
saw out there.
Bom dia from Brazil. Thank you for showing up.
We got United States in the house. Thank you everybody for chiming in.
Yeah, perfect. All right, man. That's cool.
California, Mississippi.
Hey, all right. Ben's home state, California. You got plenty of people out there. All right. Let's see here. We're gonna put some bright edges on here. What do you think? Am I overdoing it? What do you think?
No,
dude, I get lost in the
never.
Just keep going, man. Yeah. All right. Well, we got more picture to paint, but I want this color on this white. See that?
Hey, get that in there, man.
Yeah, we want that color. We don't want colorless clouds like this. But it can happen, you know, you can see that sometimes, where sometimes you'll have beautiful sunset on one part of the sky, but then a cloud shadow covers another part, and they're just real blue-gray, colorless clouds. So, you know, it's not a terrible thing if we end up with some spots that don't have as much color on them. All right, this closer cloud. Now watch, see this? I lose a little bit. See, I wanted my depth in here. I want that depth. And so, you know, let me just sharpen that up a little bit, get my depth in there. What I'm going to do is darken the cloud in front of it in order to better preserve the depth that I have. So I'm just taking a little dab of red and blue, and I'm softening these shadows, just setting it up so that this is the further cloud. We're keeping things softer, lighter. Let's put some blue in there. We got the light shining out behind. See this kind of greenish transition? Little shot of red fixes that. Just a little shot of red. Like that.
So we got people watching from Ireland, New Zealand.
Hey, sweet.
Pennsylvania, South Carolina, San Francisco, Canada, Virginia. I mean, I can't keep up.
Hey, all right, cool. Thanks for the shout outs. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, all over the beautiful world that I'm always trying to paint from here in the deserts of Arizona.
Barbados.
I would love to go and see your beautiful home state, cities, towns. My dream is to be a world traveler. You know, just a little bit hard to do with the family, a day job, school schedule, you know, everyday life stops it. But it's still my dream. My wife too, you know, we really want to do that. We want to get out and hopefully see people that we've just been seeing by their profile images. Okay, so that darker shadow, that's going to pop this right forward. And see that red at the top? That's my transition. I don't want to keep that bright red, but boom, just takes that cloud and just brings it right forward. So now this is out here closer. You know, this is lighter because it's buried in this atmosphere, but it gets darker right here. So the way we get depth with clouds, my primary way of getting depth with clouds is that atmosphere. The more of that light atmosphere mixed in, the further away those clouds go. All right. This is just a quick painting. We don't need to make it a big deal. Let's just finish this up. Go like this. Now I'm thinking that we want to see some. I'm backing up a little bit because, you know, I need fresh eyes. I got to look at it with fresh eyes. And I find that my imagination is a powerful tool, but it can also be my worst enemy. I've talked about this before. It makes me see what I want to see. So when you're at the beginning stages, it's like, oh, no problem. I'm going to build this picture because I see it. But that same imagination will morph something that doesn't look great into something that does. And I found that that's the truth when I was painting human faces, where it really made a difference. I was like, oh man, the day after, look at your picture the day after. Man, it's not such a big deal with clouds. Okay, so we're going to go like this.
What do you think about
camera shot? Oh, well, thanks, Brian. Brian's reminding me we're off camera here.
What do you think about agents that you would add to the paint to make it dry slower, Joe?
Yeah, right. That is a great question. And for me, I still have not found the perfect solution for that, because everything that is very effective also, with the water-based paint, kind of gums up. If it really is effective, it kind of makes my paint all gummy at the same time, and I don't love that. So I've really experienced a big difference with Modern Masters, and you can try this product out yourself. It will slow the dry time for sure. Modern Masters Tintable Glaze. It's a water-based product, so you don't got to worry about strange chemicals or anything, And that, although it's meant just for being a glaze, that it's meant for doing large walls. Tintable glaze is common to use when you're doing a faux finish, when you're making a big wall look like wood or marble or some other fancy thing. So you need a lot of open time, and it's made for that. And I've found it to work really well. But at the same time, I didn't like how my paint became like a thick glue, right? In the end, what I prefer is knowing exactly what I'm going to do before I do it and just working fast. Basically, the answer that you don't want to hear. That's the answer.
Oh, man.
Just work fast. But there are products. Yeah. There's one that I've been referred to a lot. I haven't used it a lot, but I have been told about it. A product called So Slow.
So Slow.
Yeah.
Elaine also recommended something called Golden Open.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Now, I have the feeling these are all similar because industries have a way of building off each other's ideas, So I think that there's a similar, similar materials in those products that allow it to slow down. But don't ask me about the scientific knowledge behind it, what makes paint dry slower. When it's water-based, you're pretty much stuck with it drying faster than you want it to, for the most part. Because it's water, and water evaporates. Oil doesn't evaporate. You spill it somewhere, it's like, oil spilled. Man, it's a problem. You spill water, it's like, I
can't remember the last time I heard anybody refer to an oil spill and then be like, and it was really cool.
Yeah, it was all right.
That oil spill, that was really cool.
Yeah, I don't love working with oil because just the hassle of the cleanup. But, for all you oil painters out there, I am just being a baby. It's not a big deal. Any medium you use, you get used to it. You do a great job. It's not like it's a big deal. There are beautiful results that are not possible with water-based. I'll just say not as doable with water-based paint. So this is kind of a fun technique I'm doing right here, trying to get the bright spot. We want light shining through the edge of this water. That's what I want. And so I want shapes. I'm holding the brush like this, and I'm doing swoops that are away from the canvas, toward the canvas. Boom, boom, boom. Kind of like a wheel that's hitting the canvas, and that little smack makes this shape that's kind of a swoopy diamond, and that works out well for getting this underwater shape. So this is the light coming through the waves. I want this color to be the furthest toward green. I wonder if there's something I can do to make that stop rattling all bad. I just realized, man, that's rattling every time. Okay, so look at how I'm building perspective. So here's my chance to really make some good-looking perspective. Right here, big shapes up front. They're going to get flatter. They're going to get smaller as I go back into the distance. Now, here's something valuable that I actually was not aware of when I first did an underwater painting how-to video. And that is, there's a cutoff point when you're underwater where you no longer see the images coming through the surface. There's a cutoff angle. So as we look straight up, we see all that light coming through. Like right here, we see lots of light because we're looking more upward through it. But as we move back, as the perspective takes us back, looking up at this underwater surface, there's a certain point where it just stops. It's not a gradient that gets to be less and less anymore, less and less of the overhead light coming through. It simply stops. And so all we have at that point is the ambient light from all around that is lighting things up. And so we will eventually, as we look further back, eventually we will only see reflection that is mixed, that is still combined with just a general color of the atmosphere and the light that's coming from all directions. But you won't see this image. You'll see a distinct cutoff where it stops. So you can just look at underwater pictures and see what I'm talking about. You don't even need me to tell you. It's there in every photo, it's every picture. And it just has to do with the way the light changes direction as it enters. But it still looks pretty good. I mean, still that underwater painting I did in that old series, I still like the look of it, even though I kind of broke that rule and I did like a gradual dimming of the colors. Okay, so Co-opt 98 says that this kind of looks like an ice glacier or something of the sort. Have you ever done ice? What? Okay, cool. I like that. I like that look at it. You're right, it does kind of look like that. So right now it doesn't feel like we're that much looking underwater at this, huh? I have done ice. I did this painting. It's hanging in my living room. I just did like an ice world. That was pretty fun. And if you want to do ice, it's well, if you ask me, it's pretty much just adding some obscured haze to what would be otherwise sharp mirror-like reflections, because the ice, what is it called? It degrades the smoothness of the surface throughout, makes it rougher. It adds rough. I think roughness is the right word here. Adds roughness to the surface. And so you still have the same effects from color that give you that translucent, icy look, but it's obscured by the roughness that you add. So if you want to paint ice, you can use your same technique for painting crystal clear, reflective water, and you can just add some foggy obscurity to it, and it looks more icy. Now that's my knowledge so far on the matter. Who knows, maybe in a short time I'll be coming back saying, wait, this is a better way to paint ice. But I haven't done it a lot, so it's a good suggestion for future content.
So Circle K is wondering, is this a view from above water or below water?
We are below the water here. And so I'm going to start building a gradient that gets darker, darker, darker as we are going further under the water. And so one thing that really helps this look is for the brighter to be distinctly greener. It doesn't mean it's green. It just means it's greener. So see where I have these darker spots in here. I added the tiniest bit of yellow. I mean, it was just a little, because that yellow is very powerful in turning a blue green. But that slight shift is an important color pattern that gives the look of light coming through a substance instead of bouncing off. So this will be a fun thing to compare when they're side by side, is the underwater versus the overwater. So now it's time to start putting my darker colors. And let's get this. We're going to put dark reflections as we get further back there in the shadows. This, what's happening here is I'm making a wave spiking up, and it's catching the light where it comes further up. So I want it to get darker as it goes down here. And I'm just going to gradually put these darker and less green colors in here. Let's just throw some black in too. Black will be good, because we don't need to have the most vivid blue water. That might look a little overdone. Sometimes I get so excited about the colors. What an amazing pattern, and then I just do that primary color, and it's like, yeah, okay, I could have understated it a little bit better.
You have a favorite between ultramarine or cerulean blue? Miriam wants to know.
I would go with the ultramarine. as a toolbox color. Now, every color
Like
has,
for ocean water, you know?
I would not choose any one color for water. You know, I just mixed this from a phthalo. This would be like the blue I'm using. This would be like a phthalo blue, and it's just the deepest, most colorful blue that I can find, because I can always make it less colorful, you know, so I just use that. But, you know, there's such beauty in so many different color patterns that I hate to just say, use this color for water, or I hate to just pick a favorite myself, because I love to constantly experiment with new color schemes I haven't done yet. Of course, I kind of sound like a hypocrite saying that, because you see me constantly doing these blue waves all the time. It's like, okay.
We've got some requests for animals in this as well.
Oh, okay. What should we put? What kind of animal should we put in here? An otter? We already did otters. We don't need to do that.
Otters are pretty awesome.
Dude, I shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have said that.
I mean, you know, we got a pretty creative bunch out here. They'll come up with a consensus, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What do you guys think, animal wise? I heard a balloon with a bird on it earlier. That was pretty cool.
Whoa. All I heard was balloon. Now it's got a bird on it?
Well, you know, I mean, maybe an octopus, maybe like sharks or dolphins.
All right, cool.
Flying fish, orca whale. You know, Dory.
Yeah, all right.
Right?
Cool.
I
have an idea.
Alligators, jellyfish.
Oh,
I mean,
okay. I'm gonna, you know, I got to take out these earbuds for 1 second, because I'm gonna come down here and grab my phthalo green, and my earbuds are not quite long enough to reach down.
These are
okay. So
these are great.
that green, this green is a handy dandy color. I didn't plan on using it, but then when I just thought of this on the spot. You know, with this wave coming up, this has more and more light as you have a smaller mass of water. You know, we're going to want, here, Brian, I'm going to give you the camera again. And so as you have a smaller mass, more and more light is able to come through. So watch this. This is the advantage too of starting out with my duller blue and yellow greens. Because then when I do this phthalo green with a little bit of, I probably won't use yellow. That was a mistake. No yellow. We'll just use the green. So that mixed with the blue is going to make this, man, that color just is magic to my eyes. I love it. I just love it. All right. I'm just trying to get my little schmutz off here. Just that ugly little dude.
Wait, you're trying to, Did you just use the word schmutz?
Yeah. That just seems like what it should be called. A little blobby blob shape that you don't want. I learned that from my uncle.
What about some puppies? We got a recommendation for some puppies in there by Keeps Digging.
That's very creative.
Creative.
Puppies.
I tried.
Puppies.
Keeps Digging. I tried.
I've heard of catfish, but
puppies.
Hey, catfish.
No, nice, puppies. Brian. Quick. He's quick. Puppies on a surfboard.
I mean,
that's not bad. That's not a terrible idea. Okay.
It's a thing.
Okay, now I'm adding white to this bright green. And so now, see, we have this nice translucent glow. So everywhere it gets brighter, it also gets greener. See, that's the pattern that I want to see. Put some.
Hey, Joe, Tatiana just chimed in and said, thank you for your videos. I just successfully painted a mural with water. My client was very pleased. You are a great teacher.
Hey, wow, you can't get a better shout out to that. Thank you so much, Tatiana. That's very nice of you to take the time.
That's great news.
Wow, thank you.
We love hearing about that. We're trying to make you guys more empowered.
Sweet. All right, man. Cool. All right. So now just, to kind of top off the underwater, look, I'm going to make another gradient that really tells us that this is underwater. Now, could I bother you to go unplug that refrigerator, Brian? We got to
kill the fridge. Kill the fridge.
Yeah.
Live stream. Kill the fridge.
Yeah, we got to. Okay. So down in here, I'm just going to add a little bit of black and white, just black and white. And that's going to make a color that looks slightly brown in comparison. Here, let's kind of bump this out. Let's kind of bump this out here so we can get all the way down. slightly brown in comparison to all that blue turquoise color. Just put a little bit and just blend it into these colors, because that change, will help it to look like this is just gradually going off into that underwater atmosphere like this. Okay, and then I feel like all we need, maybe just like a little dibby dab of orange in there. Just a little
dab it.
That's all you need, because I feel like a dibby dab is very, very small in comparison to a dab. It's
it's like a quarter of the size of a dab.
Yeah.
20%
It's
tops. Dab.
It's just a feely word, It just feels like it should be that. So we got a little bit of light. I just touched it with white. See, the ground's kind of getting churned up under that water. A little bit of color kind of captures that light swooping up there. We're bringing this way down. Now it's time to do the over watercolor. Actually, I want to see some darker colors going here into the distant, deep, and go like this, right there. And maybe a touch of yellow, just a touch, because I don't want that perfectly blue. I'll tell you, I saw some bluer water than I have ever seen. We went to, for the first time, went to Florida, Palm Beach. Yikes, that is blue water. For those of you that live in that area, I am impressed. Man, you have blue water.
Yeah, we got some Floridians in the house for sure.
Yeah, it blew my mind. I have never, it was my first time seeing it in person. And I was like, gosh, man, I thought that was just like a fun way to do photos. Enhance the blue. Oh, man, you don't need to enhance them. It's amazing looking at it. So look at that. I had that dark color in there. It kind of sucks that perspective back so that we've got this underwater feel going. All right, now I'm going to go over the water right in here. And we'll do same idea. We'll establish our underwater color because we're going to be looking down at that. But now, I probably don't want to add quite as much green, or just make it more pale. I'll add some black and white so it's not quite as intense, because in comparison, we need the comparison to be believable, where this is less colorful because we have the other colors of light bouncing off of this. So let's darken it. We'll get some black in there. We'll get a bit more blue. This is a way that I'll put together a picture. I'll paint it with primaries, and I'm just actually, Brian, if you don't mind, just get a shot. Just get a shot of these paints that I'm using down here. You could probably just kind of zoom out and get that. Oh, thanks. Yeah, thanks. I'm not even on a camera. Thanks a lot, buddy. You're a big help. Good thing I got people helping me. Okay, so, I just dip out of the cans. I got these primary colors. So while this is really good for putting together a picture, it is not as good for executing a job that, I might want to be doing in a timely manner to make money. So I'll pre-mix colors based on my practice picture. I'll do my picture here. But you see I'm just dipping into these primary colors, get a little wide. I need it lighter, I need it darker, I need it bluer, I need it greener. I just dip into those. And then when it's time to do it again and do it faster, better, I'll pre-mix the colors that I landed on, because this picture is parts and I'm choosing a color for each part. I'm not just randomly selecting colors that look good to build these parts. This is a part. This is the underwater color as seen through the surface. All right, I just wanted them to see that, Brian. You can go back to the boring old painting. All right. So then let's go. I don't know. It kind of seems cool. I feel like we could make a little bit of like water rolling over that a little bit, maybe just a little bit. What if we did? We'll do that later. Reflection. Now we need reflection. And so this has got to look different. And this is where I might want to use we could probably pull it off without pre-mixing. Pre-mixing in another container is a good idea. It's a good idea, but it's also a fun challenge to try to do it without. So this is where I'll pull out first some red. we're going to put reflection on this with red, because that red is going to kill the turquoise color. It's just going to kill it. It's just dead. No turquoise where this red hits. You can't have both. You can't have red and turquoise. There is not room for them to exist in the same space. Okay, so we're doing this. We're putting the red in place just like waves, just like waves. And what I want you to see is the magic that happens. Hopefully, here I go tooting my own horn. Hopefully we're going to see some magic when the white hits these red spots. Okay, now pure white, we're just going to hit the red spots. It's going to mix. The white is going to mix with the red, and then that is going to mix with the turquoise, and we're going to get this gray-violet result that will look like reflection in the end. We're building our waves. We're just doing these same shapes I always talk about, kind of these smiles, like an open smile shape. And I'm just aiming for the red that I already put down here. Let's go the other direction for a little bit. My arm and my eyes are getting tired of going that same direction. So I'm just looking for the reddest areas. That's where I'm going to hit this with white, go over it a few times. This is just one technique to get a very reflection-like color on a wet surface, you know, when it's already wet, like this. I'm gonna go here. Let's get some white right in here. Put some in there. Now I want more and more reflection probably as it gets further away. This is, I feel like we're kind of out at sea here. We're not really looking to a deeper distant horizon. Maybe we are, but I want to see a lot of reflection on that edge. So I'm going to touch more red, mix it in there. Now we got a pink color. So you can also just pre-mix a pink. I guess I just kind of like the way it feels to put the red on first, build that shape, and then come back at it with the white. Do like this. All right, now I want a bit more reflection here too, because this is where it's swooping up. So watch what happens when I go more here. And I want these to kind of be gradients.
So, Nathan, I interrupted you because this is kind of fun.
Oh, no problem. It was
Nathan,
getting kind of eerily silent. I was getting nervous.
I know that's not fun. Like, who wants to just sit in this? This is actually kind of about that. Nathan was saying that he's a huge jazz fan and that this program reminds him of hanging out in the chat room while Emmett Cohen and his crew jam. Bunch of people just geeking out about art and jazz.
Yeah, all right, cool, man, cool. Hey, I've been trying to learn jazz lately. Side note.
Maybe that's because Joe is he's such a good axe man. He's got some.
Yeah, I can play a little bit of guitar. Yeah, I love it. We used to be in a band, Ben and I. Used to be in a band,
right.
You know, just high school kids.
Dig
trying
deep
to do
enough
some
on
hard
the
rock.
internet, you might find some.
I'm not going to give you a link to the music or anything. We don't want to do that, but you know, it was a fun phase of life to try out. So I just want to point out how I went, you know, lighter here. We got the reflection right there. We got the reflection happening on that edge. And so now here's where I can hopefully just kind of throw in my darker line that's going to separate my underwater from my overwater. So let's go back down here. Finish off the underwater. Put some of that color in. We had a touch of yellow in there. Let's put that here.
Hey, for you guys who came late, this is just a reminder that we are doing this one live, and then we're going to have a bunch of conversations and up-close tutorials and more in-depth classes with Joe about this for the people that are subscribers on his website. So go check out muraljoe.com, get on the inside of that, and we're going to be jumping in much deeper with all this stuff. So enjoy that. The link is in the chat.
Thanks for that reminder, Ben. Good call. Good call. Okay. So I'm just building some underwater colors. They've got to be darker. Got to be darker because we're underwater. We want the comparison to look right. You know, and so then this jumps up. We're seeing under the water here. We're seeing over the water here. And I think this will be fun, you know, after I get this little bit of ground in place. I don't know, but I think that it's going to look pretty good when I put a sharp line right across that surface. So let's throw some white and some orange. Let's just get this dialed in real quick. Do our little dibby dab of the dirt color catching that evening light.
Joe, do you remember somebody from Quadamundi named Melina?
Oh, hey, Melina. Oh, Melina, come on. How could I forget? Oh, I still have that. You know, I'm just waiting for the perfect spot to hang that pretty picture that you gave me. Is Melina watching right now?
Yeah. She was slow playing. She's lurking in the shadows.
Hey, all right. Thanks for watching, Melina. It's a real honor to have you here. Melina, I'm sorry that I don't know what grade you're in, Melina, but she was in the class that I got to visit. Man, the sweetest bunch down there.
Go check out on
Rio
YouTube.
Rico.
Mural Joe Goes to Middle School, I believe is the title.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that was a fun trip.
Yeah, man, I love that.
Yeah, you guys out there, we want to ask you a quick question. Would it be interesting, quick survey, if you guys had like a community where you're hanging out and sharing things from Joe, things that you've learned, things that you want to learn from other people? How helpful would that be to you? Throw your thoughts up in the comments here. We want to hear what you're...
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Well, I take a minute to think about how to finish this up. So there's, you know, I'm dealing with a little bit of a perspective issue here, you know, and so this might be a fun thing to talk about. You know, I want this surface to look like it swoops right to that over water surface. So we can see now, while they're side by side. Actually, that was a subject change. I'm going to stick with this. I want the perspective to be consistent. So see how this narrows like it's just flat. So I probably don't want to have this where you're looking up out of the water be so far down low. So something's got to change just a little bit. So I got to kind of cut off some of this just to have some better looking perspective. And so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to chop this down just a little bit. We're going to see less. We're going to see less of that. Okay, so let's go back to our little bit of yellow in here because it's getting brighter, so it's got to also get greener. Okay, we got that green in there. Let's put some white. But we don't want to go so far this time. That's really green here. Let's go bluer. We got to go easy on that yellow. Man, that yellow is powerful. It really affects that color. Okay, now I'm going to grab some white. And the goal here is not to destroy my painting, but it is just to tie these two things together a little bit more believably, you know, because we want it to feel like this really does just roll right under. And you can just see it transitioning. So let's put some little diamondy shapes in there. Let's go like this. Boy, we got some strange noise happening there. A little bit of interference. Is that what we're hearing? We got some
strange noises?
Yeah, just a lot of static is all it was.
Okay. Hey, we got a question coming in. Do you ever use a clear glaze in your work?
Oh, I did just recently. You know, I wish I could show you the footage. I don't have it on hand, but I will be posting it. I did a Hawaii beach. And when I did that, the technique I landed on, I was actually using a clear glaze because the water was so complex. I'm doing the reflection, but on top of the reflection, I'm doing the underwater color with the little squiggles. I'm doing all the stuff, and it was on a small scale. So I had to resort to layers because I just couldn't get it all wet on wet. And in that circumstance, I found it very helpful to use a clear glaze. Yeah, so I think that's a real good thing to bring up. It was real helpful, but I found it helpful when I fully knew the parts that I was trying to go for. You know, like I knew the different pieces that I was going to try to assemble in order to get my look. and then I just use the clear glaze to layer one on top of the other. I think clear glaze can, end up being just too many tools if you don't have a good plan behind it, because then you get a real cluttered look. Then you've got layers and it's hard to touch up. It can create a lot of complication too. Okay, there, I just trimmed that down a little bit right there. And so what I want to do now, let's put some splashy water right in there. Let's like, because that's the noise it makes. Now I don't want that turquoise color. I'm going to have to add red. Kill the turquoise with red. You don't always have to wash your brush. You can just use the enemy color to accomplish your purposes. Like this. We don't want that turquoise in there. Boy, that was a little bit of an overreaction putting that much red in there. Then let's put blue. Okay, we're going to get a gray violet is the goal. And watch, I'm going to cut off some of this. Like that. We're going to bring it down lower. We'll put some blue in here. And very similar, because we're talking about millions of little drops of water catching the light right here, I'm going to put some white water rolling over. So we want similar colors to the clouds because it's similar material interacting with the light in a similar way. So we'll just use kind of the same colors. And then we'll just, we'll just put it kind of piling over. And we want to just blend it softer and softer. Like this. It's tumbling over and there's a bit of a shadow. See, this white water has a shadow underneath as it's piling over. Like this. So then we'll just put some bright white water right there. I'm going to rinse my brush now because I want my whitest white. We're doing this part where it's just glowing. So we'll get pure white and we'll make it splashing up in here. Just barely touching that canvas. That's a little bit messy here. Let's see if we can get some tiny shapes by just barely touching it. There we go. Just the slightest touch. I like my shapes better when they're the result of lots of paint kind of pulling off of my brush rather than trying to manually create shapes with the shape of my brush. I tend to like them better that way. They look more splashy. We just lightly touch it. We're going to put some splashes going up here. There we go. Now we got some water just kind of tumbling over. Like maybe in perspective, this wave is just starting to curl.
That looks sick.
Just starting to curl, and we're about to see it wrap. But I don't want to lose my cloud, so I'm going to keep that. We're just barely seeing the water start to come.
That made the difference for sure.
Hey, all right. Sometimes you just need that little tie, just enough things telling the story to say, oh, I see what it is now. Now I see.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this looks so good. Our audience is getting heated up with ideas for what else might be in that water.
Hey, all right, cool. I like, to me, that's what we all look for in a picture, is something that makes your imagination go, something that makes you want to tell more of the story. Love it.
Hey, we gotta shout out to Bob Ross real quick. We gotta respect that. Mohog Tohog says that Bob Ross used to say that, quote, a couple hairs and some air.
That's great. I haven't heard that one.
For nice light touches with a big brush.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, Bob Ross, huge inspiration for me. He was so much more about the joy of painting, right? Than the end product. The end product was not as important as the thrill of this moment that we're having right now, the creation. We're creating something and our imagination's going and it's just fun. It's just fun because we're creating and we're feeling like we can create. And like I have a passion for getting that into other people's hands, the tools that let you do it. Like I want to create something. How are people getting this look? I like to research and deliver those answers, All right, this right here is a reflection of our rolling white water. It's just rolling along here. We're just putting tight little shapes. We don't got to get too fancy, just putting a few little shapes in there. That's our white water reflecting off the water. I just kind of did a average of the many color. I could get real fancy and do the many color. We got the purple, we got the white. I just kind of chose one color to represent it. We'll just
So we got votes
soften it a
for
little bit.
mermaids, octopus. We got votes for turtles.
Whoa, oh man, but we are so close to being out of time. How long? What's our run time right now?
We've been at it for an hour.
Oh, we still got a half hour. We got time. We got time to do
Dude,
stuff.
let's paint an animal.
But I did say we'd do a balloon.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, now this right here is blue and black. And I just mix it. Brian, go ahead and give us a shot of what I'm doing down on the leg of the easel here. Because I didn't have a place to mix this, I didn't want to mix it on the painting because I've gone too far. So I made a blue and black splotch right here. We're going to go up here, and we're going to go.
Oh, yeah. Zoom in on that.
Go like that.
Those are contracting skills right there, man. Look at him cut that line.
Yeah. That's it. That's what it is.
Cut that right into that windowsill.
This very bendy windowsill, right?
The bendiest windowsill ever.
There we go. See that dark line? See, that's where it's kind of bending up on the camera lens. Right there. I just thought that'd be fun. And then we can do a little bit of this here. Let's make a tiny bit of our lighter redder color. You know, some of this light from the clouds. So we're going red, we're going yellow, and then we're going to grab some white. We'll rinse the brush a little bit, get some pure white like this. See, I like the sound effects because what is it? You know, help me out. What is it about sound effects that make the whole?
I mean, well, you know, we are creatures that perceive our environment from what we see, what we feel, what we hear. And so, you know, if you could create some sounds to accompany what you're seeing, you've more completely filled out your imaginary world.
I guess so. You know,
I mean, all that's left is if you could touch it. If you could get wet by touching the canvas, it would be that much cooler still.
Yeah. I guess so. You know, the sound effects, it's like an interactive, creative place. You know, it's like I'm in this place where I create things, and the sounds feel like it's coming into existence with real physical presence.
Yeah. You're filling in the blanks of your imaginary world.
When something pops into existence, it makes a sound.
Well, you know, if you're writing, writers know this, that if you want to write your characters in great depth, even though what you're writing isn't information that'll be in your story, you still write about it. Yeah, they went to this and that high school, and they had this love summer fling and high, you know. And
yeah, that's it. All right, this is
fill it out, man. Make some sounds.
Yeah. Now this is just a little tiny patch up because see, I have unpainted canvas right there, and I really feel like this is an improvement to take that horizon down right to the water. So we're doing our sky color, and I had just a touch of black in there to kill the intensity of the blue, but I'll keep it light. So I'm gonna go like this and just bring that right down to this water. Just like that. Go right here.
Oh man, our audience is like, they are hungry to see something swimming in that water. Let me tell you.
All right, let's put something.
They are chomping at the bit right here.
Yeah, well, you know, you make the world. You got to put something.
If you don't put something in that water soon, we're gonna get in trouble.
It needs something. Okay.
But Mary needs her red balloon still.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
all right, we're gonna.
There's that. And then I'm gonna need you to paint.
Red balloon is easy, so we're just gonna do that real quick. Okay. Red balloons going up into that sky. We're gonna go like this. Whoa, be careful. Don't put something in the middle of a canvas. You don't want to do that, okay? You can really mess up a picture by going square to the middle with a good idea. I'm making that way more serious than it needs to be, you know, but
that's a good tip.
But I get in these creative modes where I forget that. And then something that's been around as long as artists, you know, the advice, don't put it right in the middle.
So
You forget about it. Yeah. Yep. No, that's not in the middle. That's to the right. Come on, Brian. Don't give me a hard time.
Okay,
Does
nobody?
that have to do with the balloon?
Yeah, that's compliments of Wings and Things Studio. I just confused everybody. Thanks to you.
No problem. No problem.
99 red balloons go by.
Oh, I know the song. I just didn't know the words.
Yeah,
Now-
my singing didn't do justice, I guess.
Oh, man, it's good. It was real good. Okay. Now I'm going to switch to a smaller brush. This is a little bit giant for this job. So let's go down here. And I got brushes down here. I got a good brush for the job. Oh, no, wait. I almost used the orange brush, but I got a red brush. I just feel like I should use my red brush for the red balloon. Okay. These brushes are not expensive in case you thought otherwise. That's what I said. Okay, we're out quick. Okay.
Oh, yeah, let's get in tight on this little red balloon because it's got to be translucent.
Yeah. Okay, there is a very precise method to make something translucent. Now, I feel like I've got light coming from this way. I got light striking the edge of this water. I got light hitting the edge of this cloud. And so I am going to put just a little bit of shadow now because we want to leave room to have bright. Actually, here, let's do the translucency first. Translucency, then shadow. Translucency happens when we have a hue shift in the color, or when we just have the saturated color, the brighter, more saturated color, where the light is shining through. So we're going to just put this right here. Oh, whoops. I'm going to put it all over, because I realized, I was doing a balloon. This is filled with air, not water. I almost did a translucent water balloon. I'm gonna hold off on explaining the difference, but we got to go here if it's filled with air. We got to go right side, like this. Okay, and this is where that light is just shining through, lighting it up from the middle. And we can even put a little yellow dot, ba-ching, right there to really get the look of translucency, get that bright spot in there. Okay, now we need shadow. So let's take some black and let's go whoop, right here. And we probably want some blue as well because I want that purpley color from the colors that are on the water, from this environment. I want that purpley color. Now, that got too dark. We don't need it that dark. This is a translucent balloon, so let's add white. There, we want a purplish color on the shadow. That's better. Okay, we got our shadow. Okay, it's a little bit of, it's not the roundest balloon that I ever saw. Definitely not the roundest here. I'm going to try to clean up that line. I can hear Ben typing.
Oh, that's not professional.
Oh, man.
That's like NPR. You ever want to listen to NPR and you hear them sipping coffee and
Yeah.
tapping away?
Or a toilet
So
flush.
I'd like to thank you to Painting with Mural Joe.
Yeah. Okay, now we've got shadow, so we're getting some three-dimensional shape, right? Okay, light, shadow. So we got different things. Light is the bright red balloon. And I feel like I could add just a bit of white. We could add some white to this. Not a lot, because we still need it to be very red. So the upper side of this balloon, where the light is hitting it, I'm going to add this pinkish color, but being careful not to destroy the yellow that is coming from the other side. You got to keep that yellow because that's what makes it translucent. Got to have it where it gets brighter, just like with the wave where it gets brighter and we want light shining through. I shifted toward the yellow. All I did was lighten my red a little right in this area, this halo around the yellow. Now it needs reflection. So this is where we just do red and, if you want to, I don't know if you can see the edge of my easel here,
Okay.
Brian. Let's just go red and just a touch of blue. We're going to get, which we do kind of have a, we might not want all that blue since we've got this orangey sky. Let's just do white. Let's just do red and white.
Yeah, hey, thanks Wings and Things for reminding us, everybody. If you're liking this thing with Joe here, then hit that little like button.
All right, now you can go back to the balloon, Brian.
And subscribe as well, so we can let you know when we're doing this again.
All right, then we're going to go in here and put reflection across the top. So everywhere I think I'd be seeing reflection of sky, which is going to be all along these edges. Doing my best. Doing my best. There we go. Okay, let's get a little more. All right. Then let's just blend it in. We don't want that sharp line on that reflection. Let's get a bit more of that red and touch that up. So all I'm doing is putting in the parts. Just putting in the parts. We got the light, the shadow, the translucency, and then we want the reflection. It's bouncing off the surface. So I'm putting the red back in because my reflection overlapped a little too far onto that surface. Right here. Okay, and I feel like we could even go further and add a little bit, we could do a light reflection of like water. We got white water. We got lots to reflect off this thing. So let's add a very purple reflection to the underside of it. So I'm mixing red and blue at the moment. And then we're going to go down here and we're going to go right there. Right there. Yeah, just like that. Now that's the reflection coming off of the water underneath. Same thing here on this side, but not too high. Don't want to go too high. There, now we got our round 3D. It's reflecting the environment around. It's got the more intense color near the top where the light is coming through. And we're just seeing that bright translucent color. Now let's just put a little extra of that yellow, like that. Now let's go higher.
Hey, Joe Paula says that she's been subscribed for years and was able
thank you so much, Paula.
Paint clouds and ocean in her blue bedroom.
Sweet.
Blue bedroom walls because of Joe.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
She did a mermaid bedroom because of you, is what she's trying to say.
What? Man, that's awesome. Oh, I appreciate you saying that so much.
Yeah,
that makes me feel so good.
He's got a ton of stuff at muraljoe.com that teaches you how to do, anything you want to do. It's all there. All the fundamentals.
Okay, now we're gonna get a little bit
pirate ships.
Yeah, all right, man. That makes me feel good. If I had it my way, I'd have the world, the people who watch my content doing better paintings than myself with these tools that I have found in my journey, because feeling like you've helped somebody is a good feeling. It's just a very good feeling. Okay, so now I'm struggling a little bit with my red balloon because the intensity of my light coming through is not outdoing the intensity of the red. So this forces my hand on lowering the intensity of the red. The red is just too intense, so we've got to.
Little did you know that we've got ourselves a highly scientific problem here.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. We're going to gray it out. We're adding black and white to make it a little bit more gray. Well, I think what's valuable to understand is that the look of translucency is a very specific color relationship. It's not, you don't have to just feel your way through the right combo on this. You really want to get this relationship in place. So the reason I'm dimming the red is to have it in comparison be more intense as you see this part, so that we've got that more translucent look. All right, let's let that dry and see what that looks like.
Put a string on that balloon. Fly it.
Yeah, we've been here. That's the little knot right there. Then we're going to
go
and go like this. Put a little gray string. It shouldn't really be white because it's kind of a late in the day scene. All right, let's go. Oh man. There we go. We got a string on that balloon. Here, let's lighten it just a bit. We'll just kind of dab it with the finger. It's frayed. It's frayed on the bottom. There we are. We got a balloon. We got a
All
balloon
right,
in
dude.
the picture. Hey, all right.
You got
Okay.
any sea creatures in 10 minutes?
Oh yeah, no problem. No problem.
Octopus, shark,
Okay.
orca,
Okay, that might be hard. Okay. Okay.
all
Okay.
of them.
What we want here is a good place to put a reflection of the balloon. And I think right here. There we go. That's a good spot. We just don't want to have a reflectionless object. You know, you gotta, there we go. You gotta have a reflection of that thing. Okay. Sea creature, here we go. Let's do all right, it's your call, Ben. What do we got the most?
I think we probably saw a lot of early turtle stuff.
Oh, I did it. I did a 10-minute turtle.
Oh, you did? Oh, my
Yeah,
bad.
so
So let's go with an
I
octopus.
feel
You got
like
an
that.
octopus?
An octopus?
Too many edges. Too many edges. Let's go
we
with
can do an octopus. It's just
Dude, let's do a shark, man. Like a shark who wants to jump out of that water and eat that red balloon.
I guess in the end, I really should just decide myself, you know, because
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Yeah.
it is your world.
Yeah. All right. I said, what does everybody want? And then I'm like, no,
Mermaids.
no.
We got mermaids. What do you think
All
about
right.
mermaids?
I'm going to choose shark because a shark
Seal.
I'm choosing shark because it's fast and easy.
Oh, shark it is, everybody.
Yeah. Shark is faster and easier than the rest. Okay. We're going to go like this. We're going to build its nose right in here. Like this. We're going to put light on the top of it. And we got to make sure that we put a bluer color to the animal as it gets deeper in the water. So we're going to go back here around its body like this. And we're going to add some blue like this. We got to have the blue in there.
Hey, Joe, you still working on a color app? Ed
great
out
question,
there
yeah.
says he likes your ideas and theories and is curious.
Dude, I need so much help with that.
Maybe you could write a book. Maybe you could write a book, he says.
Yeah, we're working on the book. It's going to be years before the book is ready, but that is something that is in the developing stages. We're trying to make a book. Thank you for asking about that. I got the color app in concept, but then there were all of these little things that needed done, and I realized how much time I was spending trying to be a computer programmer, and that's just really not my wisest use of time. You know, it was really fun to try, but respect to all of you coders out there. It just takes such stamina, you know. Okay, we're going to put some fins on this little sharky. Grandpa shark. Okay, we're going to go like that. All right, we got some fins.
Hey, Paula, we're not sure when the next live is going to be just yet, but if you subscribe to the mailing list, then you'll hear about it for sure as soon as we know.
All right, cool. Thank you.
And
thank you.
Obviously, more fun to be had on this one if you are a member at muraljoe.com. We're gonna paint all kinds of stuff. Probably.
Yep.
Mermaids doing backflips through the ring of sharks. I don't know.
All right, man. Thanks, Ben. Thanks for the improv suggestions, Ben. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of good ideas. What do you want?
Yeah. Okay, we got a dorsal fin sticking off this sharky. We need to put a tail. Now, a tail going back is just going to be a line, really. So we're just going to grab this. Low contrast, low contrast is what you want when you're dealing with underwater creatures. Okay, so this is going back, and I want that perspective. It's interesting how painting things with real dynamic perspective is actually less painting. I'm not going to say that it's less work until you really are very confidently navigating through it, because it takes a lot of thinking. But it is less. I mean, I'm not painting the whole side of that shark in order to make it look actually more interesting. All right, mouth is right there on the shark. You can barely see it because it's kind of a downward angle on this shark. So we'll go right there. Do sharks have nose holes? I don't know if they do.
I mean, they might have nose holes, but Leanne Triple wants you to know, Joe, that this live session has really brightened her day, week, month. It's been tough lately, and this has really been fun. So thanks, she says.
Cool. Thanks a lot, Leanne. I appreciate that. It's very nice. Okay. I'm going to go like this. We're going to put a white belly. We need a little bit more white, but we can't go too white because we don't want it to look like it's actual light. We just want it to look like the lighter grayer color of a shark's belly. All right. And then we're going to go brighter color across the top like this. Get some light coming through that water like that. Let's get light coming on this other side too.
Dude, that is awesome. Can we zoom in real close on that?
Yeah.
Mr. Brian?
All right. And get some light going through there. You can even do some of those little.
Oh, yeah, man.
Just a couple of these little guys, a couple of those things on that little sharky shark. All right.
Oh, yeah, man. Squigglies. Gotta have squigglies.
Yeah, get the squigglies. All right. We need his wings.
Paul, we got Brian on the camera. We got Ben here on the mic in Mural Joe headquarters, and we got Joe himself on camera just to fill you in. That's the team.
Cool. That's it. That's the.
Dude, the shark is a hit, man. The shark is a hit.
Hey, all right. Thanks, guys. I really like having someone to show off for. It's makes it all worthwhile. I tried just painting things to take to galleries, like just doing a nice painting and then trying to sell it for a good chunk of money. I couldn't finish nothing. I tried my best, man. I couldn't finish anything. It was just too hard to, I couldn't stay motivated. And so having someone to show off for it was the magic ingredient that I needed. And so I want you to know that you being here, taking the time to watch me, makes my life funner. Gives me a reason to be creative and keep trying to hone my ability. Feel like we need each other. All right, I'm giving him that white mouth. I just feel like sharks have kind of a whitish mouth.
Mustache?
Yeah.
Sharks have a mustache?
Hey, maybe it's a catfish.
Oh, that's true. My bad. It looked for a second like a pretty healthy goatee, white goatee. But, you know what they say about paintings and before they're finished.
What do they say about it?
Don't judge.
Yeah, okay. Hey, I'm doing my best. That's all I can say. All right. We're going to put a little bit of white going up this body like this. I'd like to.
So we're bringing it home to the 1.5 hour mark here, everybody, which means that Joe is good and tired and about ready to wrap it up. So hit us with your questions.
True. That's true.
What do you want to say to Joe? What do you want to hear from Joe? You got a couple minutes here.
Thanks a lot, Ben, for saying that. That's true. I do get tired, but it is a very satisfying, good kind of tired when you're here and you feel like you're getting tired for good reason, but it is, this is where my mind just lights up with excitement, and it's kind of like running on 110%, even though it feels like a real peaceful environment, doesn't it? But I'm trying to keep track of one of these days we'll have someone else in charge of all the technical all the technical things. But for now, it's kind of been something I'm trying to think of, trying to manage the buttons and the cameras and stuff like that while we're going. Brian, very grateful for you being here, buddy. It's a big help.
Let's hear it for Brian with the camera
Huge
skills.
help.
Getting everybody nice and close and personal with
camera
Mr.
skills?
Shark.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
camera skills he's saying?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. Just the company counts, really.
My 2 cents right here.
That's right. Oh, easy on the earthquake, Brian. Easy on the
Yeah.
earthquake.
Like, I'll show you a fun little trick here. When you're doing something underwater, it can be fun to do this. Let's just grab a little bit of lighter color here. And so, I'm looking at the color I've got. So I'm going to mix a blue. I want to mix a touch of yellow. And we'll make this just slightly lighter. I'm going to match it right here. Try to match
Hey, Joe,
it.
what's we got a good question here.
Okay,
Sensei.
what's that?
Sensei Snowden wants to know what's the difference between values and edges?
Okay, values, as I've heard it used, typically are referring to the lightness or the darkness. To put it in very simple terms, I really feel like in the art industry, words are thrown around to sound fancy. And when things just sound fancy, they can be just so not useful. So the most useful use of the word values that I have personally ever heard is referring to how dark or how light something is. And then, of course, edges are just changing from one thing to another. You're changing from a color to another, from a shape to another. There's edges all over. So this texture here has many, many edges that I'm trying to do a good job of managing. So I remixed my wet colors, and I'm going to lighten it. I'm going to put just a bit of yellow while this is still wet. Then I'm just going to take this and go, oh, oops, I didn't mean to do that. It's a curvy line. I want a straight line. There we go. Just get lighter colors in there. All right, now this here, we're going to go black. Hang on, this is going to come together in a second. I know it looks weird now, and you're like, what did you just do? Hang on. Light gray, because the color I'm on is gray, so we're going to go. This is the result of that ray coming across the front of that ground. Okay, then we're going to get bluer as we go up. Right here, we got to reapply the paint. So this is where it's handy to have my head wrapped around color mixing, because I always have to remix it to add new elements to my picture. Okay, now we're going to do the black again, right down here. We're going to go black. Little more. My black's getting kind of gummed up there in the can. And we'll add some white. Like that. Okay. All we want is a slightly lighter color right here, just slightly lighter. There we go. Let's grab that lighter color, go here. Now let's add the blue like this. We're going to go up here. Now see that green? That's got to go away. I added too much yellow. We're going to add the blue in here like this. Okay, now we're getting where we want to be. We're going to add this in. Okay. And we'll get this lighter color, because we want just a slight color change. It would be easier just to skim over this with a lighter color. That'd be way easier. I guess I was all inspired to paint the light color by color instead of trying to just whisk the rays over it in the end.
Hey, so Epitome Hawk wants to know if the shark's tail or fin was out of the water, how would the lighting be different then?
Oh, okay. So you mean like if this was just barely poking out of there? Is that
Yeah,
how we're
like if
talking?
that tail had breached the surface
Oh,
of the
yeah,
water.
right. Oh, that's a good question. Okay, hang on a second.
I guess.
So we're gonna put I'm gonna go the other direction. That was really hard to do that right there because there was a lot of color matching. So since we're shorter on time, I'm gonna take a slightly different approach for this top section. And I'm gonna answer that question because Epitome Hawk is a very supportive friend out there.
Props
Thank
to
you.
Epitome Hawk.
Yeah. Thank you very much for being here. Okay, see how I just put that slightly darker color, and then I'm going to put this slightly lighter color above it, because now I can have the light, coming down here, and the shark's leaving a shadow. All right, then I'm going to take a ever so slightly brighter. I'm just mixing it down on my easel again. I'm just taking this, and we're going to take this light color. Try to do this the easy way. And we're just going to make some rays go from different places in this water, like this. There we go.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, just a slight shadow from the shark can really just make it, make it feel like it's a real object blocking light. And we got the shadow down here. A fun thing I like to try here and there. Okay, so now, if we want that fin going out of the water, we got to chop it off, because we're not seeing what's above the water. So we're going to take this light. Here, let's get the greener color. And just chop it right off right there. Let's get a little bit of our blues and things in there. We got a little bit of blue and yellow to get that turquoise color. We just chop it off like that. So now that fin is just going right out of that water. And make this going back like that. And then we might just have a touch of reflection, of the shark. We would actually see reflection. So let's get some gray. I'm just mixing it down here on my easel, getting some gray. And we're going to go to the surface. The surface of water, the underwater surface, is highly reflective. So we're going to go like this. Shark fin. Wherever I have that dark turquoise already that I've established as reflection, we're going to go like this. So the bright light is the bright turquoise is the light coming through from above. The dark blue is reflection area. So on my reflection area, I'm going to put sharky colors, including that fin going upside down like that. See that color? Then I'm going to do the same thing here. We're going to go, we better go darker on that one. Maybe a little bluer.
Dude,
too.
is that shark, Joe? Is that shark hungry? Some people want to know.
Oh man, we got people wanting blood.
I mean, I'm just saying, is that shark just chilling, or is that shark hungry?
It's hungry. I think it just sees that red balloon and it's just thinking
Yeah,
that
that's
red
true.
balloon something it's not.
Like how in the what? Red
we go.
balloon
See,
way
we
out
got-
here? What?
We got reflection of the shark.
Messing with that shark. Sight of a red balloon in open water.
So you can really enhance your underwater surface by putting the reflection of whatever colors are down there. That kind of ruined the shark. I had the shark reflection. I put that in. It kind of ruined it. Here, let's go. Like
It looks awesome. It really looks awesome. The reflection of the shark on the underside of that water is pretty rad. I don't
Alright,
know
man.
if I've
Thanks
ever
a lot.
seen anybody else do that.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
You guys out there don't seem to know anybody else doing that.
All right, man. Cool. That's good to hear. There, I just made that bluer. So we make this bluer so that we really have that stand out right there.
Were you here's a fun one from Sensei Snowden. When you did your first mural,
Yeah. First mural.
go back in your head. You're doing your
Okay.
first mural. right?
Okay.
Are you
All right.
nervous?
Oh man, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oh man, I was nervous. My
Yeah,
first
tell us about your first mural.
Yeah. My first mural I was doing, I have a habit of wiping paint on my face, so I feel like you might be looking at a painted face. My first mural I was doing for money. I had decided, hey, I need to try to be a professional muralist. I'm wasting talent. So I was really just doing it to try to learn. And I was down below a counter, and it was for a pet store in town. And I'm painting jungle. I'm painting a bird, and it's not looking fantastic. It's looking all right. To put it in honest terms, it's looking okay. You'd keep walking. You wouldn't stop to watch for a long time. And the more people talked about it, the harder it was, But then I knew my reason for painting a mural was very different at that time. I was simply trying to get it to be good enough to pay the bills, just trying to make good use of ability. And when you're in that place and you're not as concerned about being as good as the next guy or how's your reputation, you're just trying to do a good job here and now. It takes some of that nervousness away. And there were always gracious people. You always have gracious people because people appreciate art. For every person that says rude things, there's somebody that comes by and appreciates the artwork, the effort. So I really soak up those moments. Like, hey, thanks a lot. But yeah, totally felt nervous.
Yeah. Hey, well, you're a far ways away from your first mural, and you're about an hour and 45 minutes away from the start of this one. So we're going to wrap up soon. You guys, we see you all out there. Thank you so much. I'm going to give you like 30 more seconds. If you want to shoot Joe a question, we'll be sure to grab that.
All right, sweet. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to see if I can paint something else in this picture. Maybe an octopus is a good idea after all. Let's see what we can do. Give this shark something to look at. I'm not going to say that he's going to eat the octopus. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that he's swimming towards something. So we're going to use yellow. We're going to use black. We're going to go like this, put some shadow under this octopus. I think it needs a little bit of red. What color is an octopus anyway? I feel like they're kind of an orangey color. They're all different colors, aren't they? There's so many different colors of octopus. Let's go like this. Make his roundy round face. We're going to make his legs shooting out like that.
Let's zoom in on roundy round face down there.
All right, we got tentacles coming in. We got to add some blue to this too. We got to start adding.
See what Mr. Octopus is up to down here. Ms. Octopus. Okay. Madam Octopus.
We'll go like this, and a little bit of red in there. What kind of colors should we put? Let's just see what comes out. We'll just throw some colors. Like this. Let's put a leg going down here, and we got to put some little. I'm going to put some little. Boy, this really takes some concentration doing that. I'm trying to put these in nice, organized little rows, those little tentacles. Do that. Let's get some of this color. There we go. We don't want that to be too dark. Let's keep it, too light. Let's keep it nice and dark. Okay, we got our little suction cups. Like that. Let's put some blue shadow in here.
So do all octopus have 8 legs?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's like spiders. Pretty universal rule.
Pretty standardized.
Yeah, I'm guessing, but I really think that that's true. I'm not going to pretend to be a marine biologist here. Okay, we're going to go like this. I think let's put the octopus kind of reaching out. We need a little more blue on this one. Let's get those little tentacles in there again. Oh, the paint's still
yeah. Yeah, I've heard Mary here is cluing us in that each arm of the octopus has its own brain.
No way.
That's the word on the street. That's the word on this. You heard the rumor here first.
Yeah, you heard it here first. Oh, whoops! I touched too hard. Here, let's get it off. There's a nice thing about water-based right there. You make a mistake, you just real quick wipe it off. Oh, didn't mean to do that.
I think a lot of people are interested in a relationship between this octopus and this shark. Probably not an agreeable one.
We have some experimental thinkers out there.
We got a hungry shark. We got a nice red octopus.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, whatever. This is what makes a piece worth looking at.
Right? Like 8 legs. Could it still do with 7?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Oh man. Well, you know, I'm kind of a analytical thinker. I wouldn't want to paint this a leg short without showing where the other leg went to. You know, although there is value in not telling the whole story when you do a picture. So I guess we could probably put just a little bit of a tentacle hanging out of Sharky's mouth. You know, since they do grow back and everything, right? They grow back.
I mean, that's what they're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like it's
back,
that.
right?
I don't feel like it's terrible to kill the octopus. Good chop off a leg. I don't feel like it's terrible. Yeah, we're not killing the octopus.
Yeah, whoa.
Yeah, we're not doing anything like that. Okay, the octopus's eye, I think it's like right there. Tell me if I'm wrong.
That's where that eyeball is.
That's where it is.
I mean, of all the octopuses that I personally deal with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, let's put a little bit of light on the octopus top. Okay, and then let's put that light going across there. We got light there, and then we what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, let's get a couple more legs in there. We're gonna wrap this up. Let's get blue, and let's just kind of put another tentacle in here, just kind of going this way, like this. See, there's the sounds again. I can't help it. I don't even know why there would be a sound for an octopus leg coming into existence, but apparently there is.
I mean, that's what it looks like. It sounds like to me.
That's it. Okay, then we're going to do another one right in here. Let's go like this. Let's get some good underwater shadow going on this octopus head. You know, like that, and get a bit more of this blue. I like that dark blue for a shadow. And then we'll make this last little tentacle. Just kind of going off the picture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. There we are. Okay. And boy, I really botched that one tentacle, but I'm just going to let it be. God forbid the world knows that Mural Joe is still trying to be better. Okay. Let's go like this. There we go. Now we got an octopus. And then I think we need just a little bit of a little leg kind of going out here.
Let's pop over to, let's widen out that camera a little bit so we can see the shark.
We all enjoy a good National Geographic moment.
Yeah, I'm hearing David Attenborough for some reason right now.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Wow, man, good job with the names. Okay.
David Attenborough's the man.
All right, and then we're just going to put a little bit of some tentacles on there. We're just going to go chomp, 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 chomp.
Tentacles puts the mind at ease.
Yeah. There you go. The shark's got something there. All right. Okay, and I think that there needs to be a little bit of like some here. Let's darken this. Darken this. You know, we want to make this edge good right here. And I feel like we need to have some darker, blacker water because you mess with an octopus, we all know what happens. Like that, okay? Let's just come in here and just kind of smear that around. There we go. All right. It's trying to survive. It's leaving some ink behind. All right. I'm gonna put a little black on there. Okay. We're gonna put black in here. In here. Yeah, we got lots of ink. Defense. All right, then we're going to put some light on the top. We're going to put not just ink. We want to make this look like a three-dimensional cloud. We got to do it like the other clouds. We got to put light on the top, shadow on the bottom.
You know, Joe, while you're doing that, we're about 10 minutes out from 2 hours here.
Uh-oh, we got to stop. Sorry,
Brian.
One
one final thought here. Sensei brings up something interesting. Sensei says, I love how perfectionism doesn't freeze you.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much.
Right, but
yeah,
I've been painting, or I've been with you so many times when you've been trying to quit a painting, trying to walk away, trying to get it done, right?
Yeah.
But perfectionism keeps you frozen there. It keeps you like...
yeah, it does.
So how does perfectionism affect you and your work? What's your relationship with your perfectionism?
Well, you know, the perfectionism, for me, I am not without that very common artistic tendency, impractically demanding perfection. Usually it manifests in me trying to prove I can. I can't walk away. I can't sleep at night if the painting wins. I don't need the painting to look good. I just need to know that I can make it look good. And so oftentimes I get stuck in that battle, and I have to tell myself, Joe, there's some things that you will never do because you are mortal, and you have to go to bed knowing that you will eventually pass away and not accomplish some things. And so I forget to just enjoy the ride sometimes, you know. Perfectionism. You got to just let the past be in the past. Just let it be what it is, you know. All right, I'm going to stop there. And we're just going to kind of blend out these colors and call this good in the name of not being too perfectionistic. Like that, we got our octopus running from the sharky. I'm adding a little bit of blue to this. Ah, there we go. Looks a little more underwater to me when I add something strange.
Looks good. Let's have a look at it from camera 2.
All right. Oh, camera 2 here. Let's go over to camera 2. There we go. Come on, let's zoom in a little bit here. Here, we'll get a good shot.
All right.
We'll kind of zoom in here and get a better shot.
Yeah.
At our
there we
picture.
go, everybody. Thanks for the suggestions.
Yeah, that's it right there. Okay. All right. Well, that's going to be it for today. I guess I need to put a signature on it. I'm just going to do this and just put a quick little JOE on this guy. Joe, you know, I always sign my pictures Joe C. You know, if I die in the near future and you're looking for original pictures, Joe C, Joe Cornelius. I decided not to go with Mural Joe because Joe C is from my childhood, and I decided to maintain the identity that I was growing up. You know. All right, that's it. We're going to call it a wrap. I want to thank you all. Now remember that we are going to put an invitation out for paid subscribers. You can go to my website, see all about that. And I'm going to walk you through a painting just like this. We're going to do underwater, overwater, and clouds. Slower pace. It'll be like a workshop. And the only thing you have to do to join is subscribe. You can always unsubscribe anytime you like. I want to thank you again for tuning in. And Brian, thanks a lot for being here. Appreciate it a lot, man. I had lots of good help today.
Yeah, you guys don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. You know, YouTube watches these things. So
hey, yeah, thanks a lot, Ben. Thanks a lot for saying, whoops, my bad. Sorry.
Click those. Click those. Trip down the portal, and we're back.
We're back.
Yeah, it helps. It helps when you do that. So the more you do that, the more we get to do this for you. So thank you for being our supporters.
Okay, thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.